So for those who are not aware, they did have a live stream for Blue Protocol Star Resonance the other day, just like a day or so ago, where it was pretty much a release live stream. So as we know, the game is about to come out next week, I believe it is, and so they had a live stream to kind of let you know what they fixed and what they changed and what's kind of coming ahead and so and so and so, and introduce some things and maybe talk about the housing system and all the above. As you can see, these folks around the round table right here, all talking, all discussing things, and this is pretty much how the whole thing was as they kind of showcase of things. But one thing I noticed about this whole thing that really kind of just, I don't know, just rubbed me the wrong way is that a lot of the videos that they showed, like usually, as a new game, you're showing a lot of the gameplay, you're showing a lot of, you're highlighting the game, right? You're showing like the developers are probably playing the game and highlighting a whole bunch of key aspects within the game, maybe running around and showcasing the combat and all types of different stuff. It's from them, right? The one thing that got me here that I felt was very strange was that a lot of the videos that they showed in this were fan-made videos. I feel like that's kind of strange. Is that not? Am I crazy for that? Am I crazy for thinking that? That you will have a release live stream, like your pre-release live stream to kind of like get people involved and whatnot. And a lot of your videos that you have were fan made. Now they did have videos, of course, that you could tell were from the dev team as they were showcasing certain elements like the housing system and stuff like that. But like 4 of these videos, I like the 6 were fan made, literally fan made. We'll play some of them, but like I literally can't even play them with the music on because this fan made music. It's obviously, you know what I'm saying. It's just a strange situation. But we'll jump in here and we'll kind of show some of these videos and then we'll talk about some of these videos as well. Like I said, the music in these videos, I'm not really going to play around with that, so probably won't have any music during these videos. But you'll see the videos nonetheless in which they showed during this. And I kind of address some things there in that regard. But first, be sure to like, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. Thank you very much. So first on the list, we had this one right here. And of course, as you can see here, it's very much a fan-made video. Now, of course, it still shows you a little bit going on in the game, of course. And that's great and all. As if you heard that at the very start there, what the song possibly was, y'all might be familiar with that song, which is why we're not playing that song. Because it's definitely a very well-known song. But nonetheless, you can tell that this is very fan-made. As you can see, it's a very particular cast of players who are playing it. But it does show some of the combat and some of the interesting gameplay within the game. Some of the other fan-made videos that we're going to go through is a bit worse in that regard. But as you can see here, it does showcase some of this is pretty much from the beta gameplay, so that's pretty much what you're looking at. And that's why I find that weird, because you're showcasing fan-made videos from the beta. Like, bro, like, do you not have a team that can create these videos for you, like, in-house? They're not fan-made videos, they're videos actually showing like the game, and like I don't know, I just found that very weird to me, quite frankly. Found that very weird to me. Then it kind of pans out back to these guys, and there's some of these buttons and stuff, of course. This of course I gotta promote the merchandise and whatnot during this whole thing. But it's just a very kind of weird situation, if you ask me in this regard, with these fan-made videos. We'll move on to the next one and we'll keep it going so that way you get to fully see everything that they kind of deliver here, and just the strange feeling behind it, and how I feel like they could have made this look a bit more professional. Hopefully, whenever it's released on global side, they kind of fix these things and don't make the same mistakes. I don't know what direction these people are being told to go in, but I don't know. I don't know, dude. And here's another video that they showcase, which appears to be maybe a bit more their video, but at the same time, it looks kind of fan made in a lot of these aspects. I'm really not sure. It's hard to tell, quite frankly. But this kind of showcases the main city. You can see some of the dogs and stuff like that. This is one of the emotes that you can have. I guess you can hold hands and run together, which is kind of neat, I guess. And it showcases that right there. So that one was a pretty quick one. And, just kind of just showcase the main city. Asterelis, I believe, is still the same name. I think it's still the same name. So Asterelli's, so what's the name of it in the JP version? And so it kind of showcases some of that. But that one's on the fence. That one's definitely on the fence on if it's fan made or if that's actually from them. I think that one might be more so from them because some of those camera angles that were used, like with the flowers and how the camera was panning. So I think that one might be a bit more theirs, but nonetheless, it doesn't really showcase a whole lot going on there. And that was one of the big things with this whole showcase that they gave us, was that a lot wasn't really shown. They did address, some of the changes that might be happening or that will happen. They did kind of give like a little guidance to understand on what's ahead. And we'll go over that in the future. We'll probably go over that in the next video. But nonetheless, yeah. Let's move on. Remember, we're just showcasing these fan made videos that they had in the actual direct live stream for this live, you know, release party essentially type of live stream for the game prior to its, release coming up in the next week, which is kind of strange. But we'll keep moving. And here we have this one right here. Now, this one might feel a bit more familiar to you because remember they had that official trailer that came out, and it felt kind of similar to this one as well. Now, look, I know this is an MMORPG and it's real big on communities, but bro, the way they are marketing this game as to like what it's going to be and like what it's to be addressed as and kind of how you're supposed to view it, it's hard to really view. It's the way that they've been marketing it. It's hard to view it as an MMORPG and not just a Sims game. Like when you have fan-made videos like this, and this is the ones that you're picking and choosing to showcase, to highlight, to put out, to release as a image, as a view of what your game is, and bro, all the screen shaking, dude. When did this become, dude? The screen shaking is so over the top. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm freaking to have a dang stroke, bro. Like the fan shaking was so over the top, with that. Like, please stop it. But like, what message are you sending with these videos, dude? I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man. Like the more and more I see of this game, the more I feel less excited for it. And that's sad to say, especially with how much I loved the JP version of the game. But the more and more I see this game, the more skeptical I become. Now, of course, we'll still be playing it, when it comes out. We'll still try it when it comes out. But I have lost all optimism for the game. Pretty much. Just like, okay, well, when it shows up, it shows up. We'll play it when it shows up. But until then, okay, well, life goes on. It's like there's no real excitement for it. There's no real hype for it from me because how they keep showing it, how they keep, I'm already skeptical on it because it's a freaking mobile game. It's a mobile game with PC, so I'm already skeptical on that because it was designed with mobile intended. If any game that's designed with mobile intended is going to be limited in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Unless it was designed PC first in mind and then mobile. But this game was originally designed mobile first. When BPJP came out, the mobile version of this game for China was what was going through. It wasn't until BPJP went under that the PC version of the Chinese version was even going to happen. So the game is built more so around mobile than it is around PC. So I'm already skeptical on that. And then you start tossing out these videos, bro. Are we getting an MMORPG? Are we getting a Sims game? What are we getting? And this one is guess what? It's a fashion video. Fashion shows. Bro, I'm so tired of this direction that these companies are going with this. And obviously this is fan-made, as you can see. I don't understand where they think this big market is coming from. I I know that this obviously, the fashion market is a big one, but Too often do we see games prioritize the fashion over the actual gameplay. And this feels like it's another one of those scenarios where they have been led to believe, oh, let's prioritize the fashion over the actual substance of the game itself. We see this a lot in other games. Not going to name any, but there's a lot of very popular ones that have definitely been, privy to this in recent years and have really started to kind of falter their numbers because of it. They focus so much on pushing out these fashion gotchas and whatnot. They've had some other fashion gotchas with this that they introduced to some gotchas for a fish mount. I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. But but nonetheless, you can see this is another fan made video. It's highlighting this fashion show, and this is in the main live streaming for this game, highlighting the game. What are you trying to push in the message for this game? There were no fan-made live streams besides that first one, really, that was like combat centered. There was none. The rest of them were just like these. So it's like, what are you trying to portray with your game? You're trying to portray that it's going to be another lobby grinder where people just sit around the city and don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just confused by it, man. I'm just completely confused by it. I don't understand what the direction of this game is supposed to be, who they're trying to, target with their audience. It doesn't feel at this point like it's traditional MMORPG players. Definitely doesn't feel that way. Feels like they're trying to do a typical pool where they're targeting, the the casual fashion people who are going to pull on these. Which I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. I guess it probably makes money, right? They target these people. These people want to play dress up with their characters, and I guess it makes money. Obviously, we've also seen that it's not sustainable, and that eventually the game plummets because of it, because it's not a sustainable market to market a product to. If you're just focusing on the fashion, you're not actually, putting gameplay and stuff in here as well. So that's an issue, of course. So I just don't understand what's going on here with these fan made videos, quite frankly. We got one more though. We got one more. I told you there's a lot. So lastly, we have another fan made video, which as you can see right here is very much a fan made. No, don't get me wrong, like, fan made videos, nothing wrong with fan made videos. So you're having fun with the game. I used to make anime music videos back in the day, so like fan made videos, perfectly fine, nothing wrong with them. I have no issue with fan made videos. But the thing about this is that, well, why are you using fan made videos in your actual live stream? Like 6 of them, bro, like 4, 5, 6, however many we just watched or whatever, besides that very first one. Why are you using so many fan made videos? And then once again, this is just really highlighting just a whole bunch of just nonsense sitting around, standing around, and interacting with characters, but not really showcasing anything actually to do within the game, which is kind of a skeptical situation that kind of has you like, well, this is kind of, yeah, not too sure how I feel about this. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks great if you're marketing it as, okay, I'm a 10-year-old, I'm about to get on to the game after school and chill with my friends for an hour, and we can pretty much just fool around in the city and talk as if we're talking through text messages. If that's how you're marketing it, that's how like that looks very exciting. But for the most part with these fan videos, I guess with this right here, they're showing some combat, so let's get the second half of this showing combat. But for the most part with these fan made videos, it's not really showing that. And as a result, this is like, bro, what are you doing? What's going on here? Why? But nonetheless, though, dude, it's like, I'm not really too sure. And honestly, I don't even know if this is fan made or not. Maybe it's not fan made. Maybe this is just the design that they have going on there, and this is the people that they got together to do this. I don't know. This one doesn't look as fan made as the other ones are, but at the same time, you see parts like this, and that's obviously fan made. So it's like, it's hard to say, but nonetheless, it just feels like the direction of how they have gone about this, and obviously, yeah, it's fan made because they kind of showcasing their names right there. So So it really kind of brings you to a question of just what is going on with this game? Where is this game? What is the direction of this game? I really don't know what it is. But one thing I do know is that these fan-made videos got me feeling hella skeptical. So that's what I want to address and go over on this one. Remember, the game is about to be released, and we will see a lot more gameplay coming out of this from the China side. So that will be a bit more interesting to see, and that will give us a bit better idea of what's going on here. But as of right now, there's just a lot of questions, man. There's just a lot of questions, and I guess we won't really see until the full thing is out, and we get to see some gameplay start to pop up and all the above. But right now, man, it's just the choice of marketing for this game just really has me confused on what they're really marketing it as, and who the target audience really is. Because the more and more I've seen them market it, the less it feels like it's for MMORPG traditional type of players who want an actual gameplay experience. And the more so it feels like another attempt to just pull money out of people's pockets by just throwing a whole bunch of gotcha stuff at you, throwing fashion at you, a dress up simulator. The more and more I see it, the more that's what it feels like. So I don't know. How y'all feel about the situation? How y'all feel about these videos, these fan-made videos? Bruh. These fan-made videos, how y'all feel about all these, y'all? Let me know down in the comments below what you think about all these fan-made videos. What you think about the direction of the game is looking like. And we'll probably drop another video here soon, maybe in the next day or two, discussing some of the other stuff. But for now, let me know down in the comments what you think, particularly about these fan-made videos and their choice of having so many of them. Like I said, this was the first one, and this was all gameplay. Then the rest of them that we just showed, we just showed 4 or 5 of them, and they were pretty much all, with the exception of the second half of that last one, they were pretty much all not combat, didn't show like really in gameplay. They were just doing city stuff, lobby grinding. Bro. At any rate, be sure to like, subscribe, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Holla.
Spike content.